I'm John Honeycutt, a doctoral student with Liberty University's Behavioral Sciences. This presentation is fictional, but there's aspects of it that are real. For example, the government grant that you'll look at is real, and also the approach that might be used for this is analogous to what could actually be done. So let's take a look at the presentation together. And the first thing I'd like to show you is the grant itself. So you could look this up online, but it's basically looking at middle and high school. And the very first bullet point listed here is compliant with the experiment that we're going to be taking a look at, strengths-based perspective, honoring diversity, culture, and empowerment. From a scriptural basis, this is also consistent, the experiment, with Liberty University's vision and mission and scripture. We're admonished to raise children up well. Both the Old and New Testament have aspects of that. 54 different peer-reviewed texts were used to assemble this piece of work. 52 of them were peer-reviewed articles from a journal. 2 were peer-reviewed books. Now, the things fell out in 3 broad categories up at the top. What we're going to be focusing on is classroom realities. And the youth that are sitting in the classrooms all across America have broader categories than this, but there's 4 themes that I want to address. First of all, for the strengths-based instruction, examples of what could be done with student beliefs that are negative beliefs about themselves is the relationship between the student and the teacher. Also, to identify small successes and quick wins and celebrate those individually, in addition to class-wide, but mostly individually. That's powerful. Students with disabilities, both physical and learning disabilities, gain a great deal from teachers celebrating perseverance and not just outcome. Now, all students benefit from that, but especially those with disabilities. Teachers are also well positioned to normalize learning differences and learning styles in their classroom. Gifted students also deserve to be have the strengths-based interventions and instructions given to them. And the way that you can help challenge and reinforce some of these gifts are through identifying and use interests, talents, and life goals, but also making learning novel and multisensory. Again, those apply to all children, but especially those that need extra challenge for enrichment. Children that might be classified with some degree of deviance they benefit from identifying people and experiences with which they're grateful. And this is very easy, low cost, easy to do in a classroom. Also for teachers to model and reinforce pro-social acts deliberately, not just accidentally and not just as a course of a class, but to actually construct pro-social acts that can be done as a class or as individuals. Emphasizing good character qualities, values, and life goals. And last here, again, for all students, making the curriculum applicable to real life. So let's take a look at how this might be conducted. The measurements are 10 items drawn from 2 different measurement tools. One of them is for resilience. The other tool is about teacher-student relationships. So this would be measured on a 5-point Likert scale for all 20 measures. Some would be reverse-coded, and they would be intermixed with each other. Here are 2 examples from the resilience items. I'm good at figuring out how to make my problems better, and I have talents that people admire. For the teacher-student relationship, my teacher understands me. I have a good relationship with my teacher. So that's how this would be measured. The study itself would be conducted with a simple repeated measures analysis of variance. There would be a before and after, about 8 weeks apart, and a matched pair classroom that also has a before and after measurement with that same instrument we just looked at. The null hypothesis would be that all of the means are equivalent. The alternative hypothesis would be that the outcome or the post-test of the class receiving the interventions, the examples we saw 4 examples. Now, this piece of research, again, had 54 different texts, most of which were journal articles. The ones that are applicable to this presentation are listed here. And I certainly appreciate your time, and I want to emphasize that this is illustrative only, even though it resembles what might be done as an appeal to get funding. Thank you.